Yeah, g'day guys, Steve from Dirtbike ADV here. Just doing a bit of an update, a bit of a wrap up on the Xtrainer. I've actually sold my Xtrainer and ordered another bike. So I just thought I'd do a little bit of a wrap up and talk about my thoughts on it. It's actually the 18 model here. The video is a red one, that's an 18 model. I actually had a 17 model new as well. I bought the 17 model brand new. So yeah, I did a review when I had the 17 model and talked about those, and I'll put those at the end of the video. They're just done on a phone and they're pretty shaky in average video, but you know, I'll put them at the end of this video just out of interest. So I've done an SPR on the bike already, a short practical review of my thoughts about everyone's criticises the suspension and the handling and this and that about the bike, and I've basically just tried to debunk a lot of that and said really it's for what it's designed. They're a great little bike. So yeah, both my bikes were kept stock, and so I believe they are, for what they're designed, a great bike. I'm just going to drop in some little snippets today of me riding the bike and just offering my thoughts on the bike, on suspension and map switches and that sort of stuff, and why I like the bike. And that just gives you a bit of a chance to review some of the footage and see how torquey these bikes can be. The Xtrainer in this sort of single trail that I'm riding here is absolutely brilliant, you know, just climbing up rocky, gnarly hills. A lot of the stuff you can't hit hard and fast. They're too rocky, they're too uneven, there's too many ledges. You just got to sort of tractor up them and that sort of stuff. So you'll see me in a lot of these stuff going quite slow and just having a tractor and trying not to dig holes in the tracks. So yeah, as I said, I've sold the Xtrainer now. The prices were really good in late 2020. It was too good to be true, so I actually did sell it, and I've ordered another bike, which has just come in now. So yeah, a little bit of a change of direction for me. I've got the 480 now, and I've got that set up as an ADV bike. And I always talk about versatility, but since I put the screen and the tower on the 480, it's lost some of its versatility. And I knew that was going to happen, but so I've bought a more versatile bike than the Xtrainer. That's always been my criticism of the Xtrainer. That it's not versatile. It's only for good single trail and the gnarly stuff. It's not something you can ride long distances or do high speeds on. So I've ordered another bike that's just come in the last week or so that's the reason to wrap this video up about Xtrainers. Anyway guys, enough waffling on from me. Have a look at the videos, and at the end, as I say, there's some wrap-ups that I did back in 2017 when I bought my first Xtrainer. Not done with Xtrainers. I think I'll probably end up with another one. I might end up with 3 bikes, I've got a suspicion, but yeah, I love them. They're great for what they're designed for. And yeah, if I can suggest anything, if you want to do the sort of riding that's in this video, go grab one. They're awesome. Thanks guys, talk soon.
Ooh, gnarly riding, but good fun. Just a bit hard on the old body. Can't get that hip over. Oi, not sure where I should have gone then. As I said before, guys, I got the mapping switch back on, and it really helps on that bumpy, rocky stuff. Really does. Just tames the bike about. It's not jumping about on you when you need to give it a little pop to get over a rock or something. It's not as harsh, and yeah, I seem to be able to keep more controlled and more balanced. So yeah, back on it went. Oh, where do I go? Same track. Come on, little beta Xtrainer, you can do it. In third gear, you can do it. Oh yeah, piece of piss. A little Italian princess has got a lot of guts. Looks after an old shitty rider like me. This is another time where I love the Xtrainer. You're going over all this rocky, lumpy stuff. It's just not harsh on you. I'd hate to have a set of friggin' motocross forks in here, or for that matter, a set of real competition forks. Oh. This is where the Xtrainer excels. Doing my research over the years, the KTM 200s were legendary. One of the reasons they were legendary was it was a 200 engine in a 125 frame. As soon as they put them in the 250, 300 frames, everyone went away from them. And I think that's where Xtrainers, or Beta, have got it right with the Xtrainer. I think they're a 300 engine in a 125 frame. And I think that's strikes a chord with a few people. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so a 302 stroke in a 125 frame. Done a bit of a review on them. As I said, I've owned one before. Wasn't versatile for me at the time, so I sold it. But now I've bought a 480. I've got this. This is my single trail weapon. This is what I like to do. I don't have it on the pipe all the time. I'm just talking it through these bends, just taking it easy. Mainly because I'm a crap rider, but oi! But yeah, this is where they excel, the Xtrainers, as I said in the review. They're not a versatile bike, but oh, there, I missed the track. But for this sort of stuff, they're awesome. They are just absolutely fun. 125 frame with a 300 engine. I said in the review recently that the tank is a fairly limited factor of this bike. It was 7.5 litres. It's actually 8.5 litres. I looked it up, I got that wrong. And they got quite a large reserve on them. So I ran out the other day at 67 k's, hit reserve. Could have got at least another 20 k's. I could have got about 85 k's, I reckon. Maybe 90. So yeah, quite a large reserve, which is kind of interesting, really, all things considered. So you probably do get your 85 k's out of them, 90 k's if you ride them not too hard. Here we go, 2017 Beta Xtrainer. Just picked this up this afternoon from Little Miss Motorcycles in Morwell.
Basically a stock bike, a couple of tiny little mods, but looking nice and shiny. In about half an hour's time it'll be covered in dirt. But certainly read a lot of reviews on this bike, and major concern or minor concern for some people was the front suspension, but other than that they seem to review very well. Here in America, Europe, here in Australia I should say, in America and in Europe. A couple of little mods, just got rid of the toggle switches and just got a kill button. Don't need all those big toggle switches on the handlebars, and an infinitely adjustable power valve. So Glenn made up a little T-bar, which is just a 5mm Allen key, infinitely adjustable on the fly. So you can adjust your power valve. KDM have 3 springs, but Beta have a infinitely adjustable setup. So yeah, very nicely done. But, going to start her up and just see how she goes. Reasonably easy access to the choke. A little bit of choke. Fuel on. And give her a kick. No further ado, let's get on and give it a try. Okay, so we're 8 hours in with the Beta Xtrainer now. Gotta say, I'm loving it. I was a bit nervous about buying a 2-stroke, but very, very pleased. Done all the usual things, just to run it in, run at 70% power, 90% power, drop the oil after 5 hours or 3 or 4 hours or something, and other than that, I've just got on it and ridden it. Mods, as we discussed once before, pipe guard and hand guards, but I've put unbreakable levers now, which as opposed to putting full bark busters, we just put hand guards and unbreakables. That seems to be the go. And other than that, it's still a pretty stock bike. I'm probably just going to shift the handlebars forward 1 notch. We've got adjustment up in the head stem here, so I'll take it forward 1 more notch just to give me a little bit more room in the cockpit, so to speak. Some of the snotty steep hill climbs, you just sort of feel like the handlebars are hitting you in the hips almost. So other than that, I've done some measurements compared to KDM XCs and EXCs and that sort of stuff, and they're not very different at all in dimension wise, just a slightly lower seat height, so it's very interesting. Just been out, really wet day. It's been raining all week basically here in Gippsland and the Warragul area, and I wouldn't normally come out when it's been raining so much. Everything's so greasy and slippery and mucky. Where we are at the moment, it's in sand. It's not too bad, but as you get out into the single trail, there's a lot of clay and whatnot, but the bike has really excelled. It's really puts the power to the ground so well. A couple of hills I've been up that I just haven't been able to get up when it's wet on KDMs and Husqvarnas, and it seems to track just that little bit better. I'm not sure if it's because it's a lighter bike or a 2-stroke. I'm not sure. This is my first 2-stroke. It just seems to be able to get up those hills when it's greasy and snotty just that little bit easier. I'm not sure why. I can't put a finger on it. I'm a very inexperienced rider. I've only been riding for 2 years, and at 52 years old, it's I'm certainly not a fast rider by any stretch of the imagination, but that's why I bought the Beta, just because it does tractor. It's renowned for being able to tractor uphill slowly, and yeah, certainly I'm not a fast rider. So overall, really pleased with the Beta. The whole 2-stroke idea was a bit nerve-wracking, I guess you'd say, for me, but no, very pleased. I've been out on a day where I just wouldn't even consider it. I had a 350 KDM, 350 XCF, and I just wouldn't be out here today. It'd be just miserable. It'd be falling over everywhere, and certainly when that's a cross-country bike, it's just no good for their single trail stuff. It'd be overheating and carrying on. So this bike is absolutely perfect for what I'm doing now. So yeah, overall very pleased. Yeah, the only criticism, very low top speed, 70 k's top speed. You need to be aware of that. You can ring it next and get 80 k's, but just be aware of that. I've got a 15 on the front and not sure what's on the back, but sorry, I've got a 14 on the front. You can get a 15 for it on the front. which should certainly get you a higher top speed, but as it sits now, it's just fantastic. Got a nice low first gear for first and second gear single trail. So overall, they're good bikes, highly recommend them. Can't wait to get back out again tomorrow and have another ride. Yep, here we go. So done 30 hours on the Beta Xtrainer. I think I'm qualified to probably make judgments now. Overall, very impressed. Very easy bike to ride, and the key word with these bikes is fun. They're just so fun to ride. Lower seat height, just a little bit of a torquier setup as opposed to a snappy power setup, and so just easy to ride. They don't want to buck you off. They don't want to fall on the throttle. They don't want to kick you off. Basically just a good fun bike. A little bit lower seat height, as I said, and just a little bit smaller frame, so just an easier bike to handle for probably vertically challenged people, or people that are just don't want to go that hard, just want to cruise around, do a bit of single trail and a bit of fire trail. A couple of little criticisms. They are no good above about 80 k's. If you're going to do a lot of open fire trail, you'd probably put a steering damper on them. Very light in the front end. That makes it good in the bush if you just need to lift the front end over a log or a ledge or a step up. Very easy to get up. And probably the only other criticism is I just changed the gearing, so I just put a different front cog on just to give it a little bit more top end speed. So yeah, not a bike that you're going to ride on open rides. Doing 160 k's, it won't do it. With a 14 on the front, I think it's doing about 80 k's maximum. But in the single trail, absolutely awesome. Seems to be all pretty good straight out of the box. I haven't touched the suspension, I haven't touched the engine. As I said, done 30 hours now, and pretty pleased overall with the bike. It wears and tears, seems to wear and tear very well. I really don't sort of have any issues. I've dropped it, I've flipped it, I've done a lot of stuff to it, and it seems to be coming out of it very well. See some scuffs on the front guard there. I did flip it a couple of times on a hill, busted the black plastics here at the rear, so I just busted that black support there and the tail light, and replaced that delivered for $90, the tail light and the black plastic together. So overall, pretty good bike, particularly for those that don't want to go too hard, just want to cruise a little bit more, but certainly there's plenty of power there if you want to push it. So yeah, go out, get one, and have a lot of fun. Thank you. Once again, sorry for the quality of that footage I did back on 2017, just done on my phone. But anyway, there's the thoughts on an owner that's had a couple of Xtrainers. As I say, they're a really good bike. Looking forward to getting the new bike. I'll do some reviews on that and provide some information on that, just for anyone who's interested in buying them. Other than that, guys, take care. We'll see you out in the trails.